and welcome to another episode of Reach Out with Quick Reach. My name is Heather and today I'll be joined by Mr. David Barton, my dad, the CEO of Quick Reach, who'll be answering a few of my quick questions. So my first question is, how long have you been in the powered access industry?
Too long. I know, Heather. I've been in the powered access industry for over 21 years now. My brother was in it. It's been in it a lot longer than me. He's a real veteran, and if you used to ask him that question, he could really give you some really clever answer about how the industry really was when it was first introduced into the UK. But yeah, a long time. It's a long time.
What motivated you and Uncle John to create Quick Reach?
The entrepreneurial answer to that is to engineer something for yourself, and that's what John and I wanted to do. We worked with some tremendous companies, really good companies, but we wanted to do it ourselves. We had a vision to be the best independent powered access provider to our chosen customers in leading sectors. That's not changed. We just want to be the best. So what motivated us? Well, it was that idea of starting a family business, and involving the family, involving our friends, and creating that idea of but not being the biggest, but mattering, and I'm really focusing on the customers and providing with a quality service ultimately.
Who has inspired you in the powered access industry?
So many people. I'll start with my brother actually, John. He was a real inspiration for me, and always has been a very an inspirational character. He inspired me because he spoke so passionately about powered access, and in those days he was a lorry driver, and he still, had a real passion for it. And I see some of that passion in some of our drivers as well, and it's lovely to see. So I think John would be the start of the people who inspired me. And then I suppose the next one would be a guy called Paul Cummings. Lots of people know Paul Cummings. I like to remember Paul Cummings as the crazy professor, and who was ahead of the times. And he was the person who really looked at a powered access machine and differentiated it. And he really taught me a lot about business development and about sales. And, he really inspired me at the time. He really did inspire me, because he wasn't just talking about the now. He was saying things that were going to happen in 10 years' time. And you know what, Heather? He was right. Things that we see within powered access today are the things he spoke about 10 years ago. And I owe a lot to Paul Cummings. And moving on from there, I suppose when you start to become a businessman, people like Andy Wright. Andy Wright was at my time, he was the MD or CEO. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong on that, of Lavenden. But he was a great business and continues to be a great businessman. And everywhere he goes, he's one of the best motivators in our industry. And he really inspired me, and he continues to inspire me from outside looking in. Actually, the things that he does, I've got great admiration for that man, and the people around him. And so many people, and too many to name, really. People like Lee Perry. I worked with Lee. People like Grant Woodward, who was very inspirational to me in those times. Craig, I could have you here all day talking about people with powered access who have really inspired me to become who I am within the industry. So I'm a little bit like a sponge. I take a little bit from these people and move on. So I thank all those people. You've made me successful.
With so many powered access companies out there, why should customers choose Quick Reach?
Really good question, because you're absolutely right. There is so many good powered access companies, and I'm not going to name them, but no, but there are. I suppose what makes us different. I think we go about business different. We're easy to do business with. Let's start by saying that we're easy to do business with, and there's many companies out there that are not easy to do business. Might be good, but they're not easy to do business with. So that's probably the first one. We take service as a given. When people start to talk to us, like, what's your service like? Well, I'm not that interested in talking about service, because that should really be an expectation from our clients, that we deliver machines on time, we collect the machines on time, and if something goes wrong, we fix it. Okay, nothing new there. I suppose really what makes us different is our ability to differentiate ourselves. You know, the one thing that we all powered access companies have in common is we provide a machine that gets to a height, but we're more engaged with what are the operative is doing whilst they're working at height, and how can we make their life whilst working on our machine safer and more productive. And that's really where we come from as a business, and one of our biggest offerings that we provide to our clients.
What was your first ever job, and what was your first job within the powered access industry?
My dream, my dream as a kid growing up was always to be a footballer. And I was very lucky growing up that I was selected to play from a town team, and I was a reasonably good footballer. I did my apprenticeship, and I signed terms with Wrexham in the fourth division. So I was successful at becoming a footballer. And I would say I was a really good footballer. People around me say, actually, you weren't that good, actually, David. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed those times, and I enjoyed my mum and dad coming to watch me play every game, and their encouragement through life, and their continued encouragement through life, that took me on to into powered access with Meat Group. A lot of people knew him as David Meek Access, but they were actually bought by Paul Cummings, and that's how I met Paul, really, working at the Meat Group. And for me, I moved very quickly into like a business development type role, and I was really good at it. We worked with another guy, and we were really focused on the key accounts elements of the business, and focusing on projects, and working together, we really made a mark in the industry. So that's those are the footballer and working for Meat Group was my first jobs, really, that I remember as my first jobs.
Can you remember your first sale?
Quick answer to that, no, I can't. And to be honest with you, and every salesperson will tell you this in the powered access industry. It's all about people buy from people, and it's about multiple orders and continued and loyalty, and. But if you could ask, I suppose the question for me would be, what's the biggest project that I won? And that would come working for the platform company. I had a key position within the platform company, and I was targeted with winning a major project in the southwest, and that was a big challenge. It was a £300 million project, and I targeted that. I was successful at winning the site agreement. And we had over 300 machines actually on that project. And I can honestly say that I was the person who actually signed that agreement, and it's probably my most memorable project in my life, my lifetime, that I'd won and been successful at. And yeah.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever received, either in life or business?
So in life, it would come from my parents, and and it's just to be the best. Try and be the best. Try your best, and I suppose that's embodied within our vision of our company to be the best independent powered access provider to our chosen customers and leading sectors. So I suppose my family, was just try your best, and that's something I try, with my own family. You, Heather, that, try your best. That's all you can do. And our people as well, people who are employed by Quick Reach. That's all I ask of those guys. We work within a blame-free culture and risk-free environment. We don't focus on the negatives, we focus on the positives, and that's important. The best business advice that I've ever been given was, God, many years ago, and one of the inspirational people in my life said, David, you've got to make yourself an asset to that business. So if that business moves on or grows and sells, that you become the asset within, a valuable asset within that business, and that comes with creating value. So that's what I've always tried to do. Is anything I've done in business is to create value and stand out. In a big organization, but be successful.
What are you passionate about?
Quite simply, family. Love my family. So I'm very passionate about family. I'm very passionate about the family ethics, and I try and embody that within Quick Reach as well. We're trying to create a business that's big enough to matter and small enough to care. So when I say to all our employees that, Quick Reach isn't number one, it should be number one priority for you guys. It should be your family. Because the reality of it is this: if you are happy at home within your family environment, then you're going to be happy at work. I take that ethos in going forward. So family is family in everything I do, basically.
I definitely know the answer to this one, but what is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome in both life and business?
Well, I knew you was going to ask me this one, and I was dreading the question, to be honest with you. Well, it's a lot of people know. In 2020 was a horrible time for us as a family and as a business, really. In February the 29th, which thankfully only comes around every 4 years, we lost John suddenly, and that was the biggest blow to me. He was my hero, my business partner, my soulmate, the guy that I, stood in that dusty old warehouse in 2014 and set about the vision, the strategy, the organisation, and looked at the people that we wanted to bring into the business. So that was like, tearing half of me away. But I knew that John would want us to continue, and the people within Quick Reach, it really put their arm around me and put their arm around the business and each other. And John is very much a part of this business today and in going forward. And he is part of what we do every day, and his core values, are as important today as he was then. So he's never away from us, and I take a lot of comfort in business and that from that perspective. The the I suppose the next challenge would be, like most people who listen to this, would be COVID. The pandemic was really tough for businesses. The it's lots of businesses suffered and continue to suffer, and no one really knows how we're going to come out of this as an economy, as a global economy, in going forward. It's just quite a changing landscape out there every day. So that was a big challenge. Luckily enough, John and I, we we really give some solid foundation to the business before the pandemic hit with a new financing facility. So that really helped us get through that point. So we sailed it through it, really, in all honesty, and luckily enough, we got our business back on track, and now our trajectory looks even stronger than ever. So which is good.
What are you most proud of with Quick Reach?
I think people are, I'm most proud of our people, and I don't, mean the directors when I say that, or I mean, everyone within in the business. The one thing that I always look at when I sit in front of people and interview people is do they care? Are they passionate? Are they passionate about what they do? I can honestly say the people within work within Quick Reach are really passionate. And yeah, we have our difficulties, we have our falling outs, but they're all at the heart of all these people. They're so passionate about trying to make Quick Reach successful, and I love that.
Are there any exciting developments in the future for Quick Reach?
We've always got something going on here, and so many ideas. We encourage that. I suppose we look to the future and look to open more depots and grow and develop the business. We're looking now to open our new branch in Teesside, which is a big depot up there, to support some of the petrochem and large projects that we've got going on up there. We, looking to move down and open another branch in London, so which is quite exciting for us. We talk about the potential of acquiring other businesses, and bringing businesses into the fold. Easier said than done, harmonizing the business and getting them to embrace your core values can often be difficult. So it's something we take very serious. But it's so many exciting things without giving too much away that Quick Reach is doing. We're currently looking at developing our own staff. We're great believers in bringing our staff through and developing and educating our own staff. And we've got something quite exciting that we're just about to launch internally as well, which is great and great for our business. So yeah, so many on Heather, so many exciting things happening for us Quick Reach at the moment.
Now, my final question, and the one which I ask pretty much everyone. If you're a machine in the Quick Reach fleet, which would you be and why?
I would be a Genie 6034 FE. I think it's a new machine to the market. I think it's been around 2 years now, manufactured by Genie. I like the machine because it embodies what we're trying to create at Quick Reach, to become a more sustainable company. So that's a hybrid machine, and everything that we do in moving forward, we always say, well, is there a more environmentally friendly machine that we can buy? We don't just go for buying diesel at the moment, and that really embodies really what we're trying to create in Reaching for Greener, is accepting that we predominantly work within construction, and have diesel machines. So are we totally environmentally friendly? No, we're not. But what we're actually trying to do is actually change our attitudes, our culture, both external and internal, and our buying, our way we go out buying equipment, and making ourselves a little bit more, greener and lessen our carbon impact on this earth, really.
Do you have any final words or pearls of wisdom you'd like to share?
Wisdom at all, like that I can embark on the world, apart from just try your best.
If you enjoy our Reach Out videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions for Dave, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. See you next time.